He's back. CJ Stroud back practicing for the Texans. What's next for the Texans and their quarterback? Welcome into the channel. I'm Cody Stoots. Let's talk some Texans. Let's talk about QB1 back on the practice field. CJ Stroud practicing for the Texans on Wednesday. The first time he's been out on the football field, actually doing football stuff since he suffered a concussion against the Jets a couple of weeks ago. It caused him to miss 2 games for the Texans, but he's back practicing for the Texans on his way back from the concussion and on his way to playing on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. So what happened at practice? We'll give you a little report on that. What did DeMeco Ryans say and reveal about CJ Stroud's status? And what's next for QB1 as he tries to get back on the field and lead the Texans under center? So practice, it was a little bit of a power walk, that Olympic sport where it's not jogging, but it's not walking. There was a little bit of that to kind of get in there and just see, hey, the rumors are he's practicing. Where is it? Who is it? Is 7 out there? And boom, you turn the corner. You see CJ Stroud warming up with all of his teammates, warming up with the other quarterbacks. They do line stretches. The QBs kind of have their own set of stretches. And they stretch a little bit off to the side from everybody else. But there they were, all 4 quarterbacks. Tim Boyle on the practice squad, Davis Mills, Case Keenum, and boom, there's CJ Stroud all getting warmed up. Now, stretches, that's one thing. Concussion protocol allows you to kind of be at practice and do a workout of some sort, but being able to do football stuff, specifically as a quarterback, throwing the football, that was important. So after stretches, CJ Stroud and the other quarterbacks, they go over to another field. There's special teams drills going on, and the quarterbacks start to get warmed up. They do this kind of square where the quarterbacks just kind of throw it in a square to each other and put it around a couple of times. Then they do a couple of slow and steady drop backs to some static receivers and some static pass catchers down the field a little bit. And Stroud was, operating. There wasn't anything too crazy. They weren't putting a lot of oomph into it, just a little bit of technique stuff, step, deliver, stuff like that. Quarterback coach Gerard Johnson's right there watching him. Offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick is right there watching them. And then they ramp it up a little bit. The throws get a little bit further, stuff like that. Then they do some handoff stuff with the running backs. Ultimately, they go to what's called team takeoff, where first team, second team, third team run a simulated, like a mock play. They run those plays, and then it's individual time, and you're like, all right, here we go. Ready for individual. Let's see CJ Stroud rip it. And the first thing they all did was do handoffs. So it's like, okay, all right, now after the handoffs, let's see what CJ Stroud's got. So looked accurate. Looked like he had the zip on the football. There's certainly going to be some game rust to knock off if you're CJ Stroud. You've got to go about knocking off that game rust. Practice is not going to be able to simulate that, and certainly not individual work in practice is not going to be able to officially simulate what happens in a game. But to still see the zip on the ball, to still see the accuracy from CJ Stroud on some of those short passes and some of those quick passes to the running backs. Then the tight ends, the wide receivers, the running backs again all get involved, and they're putting it all over the field. All the quarterbacks are slinging it around, and Stroud, got the zip. He's delivering. He's putting it where he needs to be. The trademark accuracy is there, and that about does it for what we're allowed to watch in practice. So we get about 30 minutes of access, warm-ups, and then some individual workouts. And CJ Stroud, our viewing of him and what he did in practice was done after those individual workouts. But he looked good in those individual workouts. And I actually feel like he looks like he's maybe trimmed up just a tiny bit. And maybe that was just having not seen him for a couple of weeks. And that's part of it. But it looked like he maybe trimmed up just a little bit in his uniform, in his workout gear, in what he was doing at practice today. The official designation coming out of practice is limited. I do believe we will see a full participation by the end of the week. And if we get that full participation by the end of the week, Thursday practice and Friday practice are the opportunities for that, then we will see CJ Stroud starting for the Houston Texans on Sunday at NRG Stadium against the Tennessee Titans. Another element of that is what DeMeco Ryans revealed about where CJ Stroud is in the concussion protocol. After practice, DeMeco Ryans talked about how great it was to have CJ Stroud back out there, the work that he's put in to get there. And then he explained that Stroud is in concussion protocol phase 4. Now, there's 5 phases in the return to action for a player in concussion protocol. Phase 4 is individual activities of the football nature. And really, I'll give you the official look at what exactly phase 4 and phase 5 are here. Phase 4 is the individual. You get to throw the ball around. You get to do running, catching. Obviously, CJ Stroud's not doing any of that, but that is what you're working on in phase 4. It's the one right before full football activity, which gives you full clearance for football activity, which would mean a full practice. And then you get the independent neurological consultant assigned to the club to examine the player. And at that point, the player is back in action. So I would think phase 4 right now, I would think they get him to phase 5 for either Thursday or Friday, and then CJ Stroud is playing on Sunday. That's right. I believe CJ Stroud will make his return on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans, and it looks like he's going to get to go up against Will Levis, who was a full participant in practice for the Tennessee Titans. So a 1-week break from Will Levis playing for the Titans, as they went with Ryan Tannehill last week. They're going to get CJ Stroud and Will Levis, the people who watch that game, you, me, all the people on TV, the people that show up to NRG Stadium on New Year's Eve. It looks like they're going to get rookie versus rookie in that matchup. So Levis gets the break last week. The Titans almost beat the Seattle Seahawks, but Levis getting him back in there as he's a full participant after dealing with an ankle injury that kept him out last week. So Levis versus Stroud is the likely matchup on Sunday as things continue to trend in the correct direction. One element to think about, pay attention to, and understand. When CJ Stroud passes concussion protocol, there is a chance he could go back into concussion protocol prior to the game. That happened to Michael Pittman, the wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. He cleared concussion protocol, ultimately went back into concussion protocol for the Colts before they played their game this past weekend. That could happen to CJ Stroud, though what Pittman dealt with and what he suffered with was a unique situation that does not happen that often in the NFL. So I don't anticipate it happening with CJ Stroud, but it is something just to keep in the back of your mind. But knock on wood, the Houston Texans don't have to worry about that because they're going to have 7 under center when it comes Sunday against the Tennessee Titans at NRG Stadium. I would like to have you in the description learning about our friends at J-Bar-M. They are taking care of you on New Year's Eve. The Whole Hog Feast. That's right, New Year's Eve, Whole Hog Feast. Go out there, get you some whole hog, all the sides that you need. They're even going to throw you a beer as well. I've got the link to the event at J-Bar-M in the description down below. The barbecue at J-Bar-M is fantastic. When they do special stuff like this whole hog, you can't miss it. The whole hog on New Year's Eve will get your New Year's Eve started. It's the perfect way to end this year. It's the perfect way, with your belly full, to get next year started as well. Check it out and check out our friends at J-Bar-M, 2201 Leland Street in Edo here in Houston. You do not want to miss the incredible barbecue that they put together, especially when they do a special event like this. Shout out to J-Bar-M. They're a great supporter of the channel. And you're a great supporter watching until this portion of the video. Throw me a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And get in the comments section. Let me know. Are you excited for CJ Stroud's return? Are you a little hesitant for what 7 is going to bring to the table? Should he play? Let me know in the comment section down below. We love the comment section here on the videos. Thanks for watching the video. I can't wait till we talk Texans again soon.